Vancouver Canucks forwards Henrik and Daniel Sedin have announced that this will be their last season in the NHL. They will retire at the end of this NHL season. We're going to take a quick look at their careers coming up next. Welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We review and discuss all 31 NHL teams. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Earlier this afternoon, we found out that Henrik and Daniel Sedin will retire at the end of this current NHL season. They released a letter to Canucks fans, giving them the heads up and notice that this is going to be the final season of their NHL careers, that the last couple of games that the Canucks have left this season will be their last, and they will go into retirement during the off season. So obviously I wanted to take a quick look back at their careers, as they've had quite a storied history here. Obviously, you know, being twin brothers, playing in the same city, the same team their entire career is quite an accomplishment, but they've also been top players for a big part of their career, and they've had quite the resumes here to take a look at. So I want to take a quick look at their careers and their career numbers here, just to reflect on how good these two have been throughout their time as Vancouver Canucks. Everything gets started back with the 1999 NHL entry draft, where the Canucks selected Daniel and Henrik Sedin, number 2 and number 3 respectively overall. Obviously the Canucks had to make a few deals in order to get their draft picks lined up that way to be able to select the Twins out of Sweden. Obviously they went on to have fantastic careers, and let's take a look at their career numbers here. Obviously they were a little bit different players. Daniel was more of the goal scorer, Henrik was more of the playmaker and the setup guy, but they had this uncanny ability, I guess being twins, to know where each other was on the ice at all times, and they were a real treat to watch for a big chunk of their NHL careers. Obviously the last year or so they've played a lesser role with the Canucks organization, but they've still put up pretty decent numbers considering where they are in their careers, and after 17 NHL seasons, their careers will come to a close here in the next few days as the Canucks wrap up the 17-18 NHL season. So let's take a quick look at some of their career numbers. They said they're quite impressive, and it is quite crazy how just eerily similar these numbers are for each player. Obviously being twin brothers and being different types of players, their numbers are very, very close. The only thing that's a little bit different is the number of goals scored. Obviously, like I said, Daniel was more of the goal scorer. Henrik was more of the setup guy, so he has more assists. But let's take a quick look here. So Henrik Sedin, assuming that now these career numbers as well, I'm assuming that they play out their final 3 games of the Canucks this season, that they don't miss any time due to injury or anything. So let's make that assumption and jump in. So Henrik Sedin should finish with 1,330 games played. He has 240 goals, 829 assists for a career record of 1,069 points. Obviously, there is a possibility here that he could add a few more points here before the season comes to a close, but that's where things sit as of today. Obviously, for Henrik Sedin, a couple of big accomplishments. 2009-2010 season, he led the NHL in scoring to win the Art Ross Trophy, and he was also awarded the Hart Trophy as league MVP. Now, Daniel Sedin also played over 1,300 career games. Right now, if he plays the final 3 games, we'll have 1,306. He has 391 goals, 647 assists, giving him a career point total of 1,038. So obviously, Daniel Sedin had a little bit more games missed than Henrik did. So obviously, that's really the only difference. If you take into consideration the 24 games that Daniel missed, if he wouldn't have missed those games, it's quite a possibility they can have the exact same number of career points, which is quite crazy considering, you know, having brothers play in the NHL is rare. Having brothers play in the NHL for the same team is even more rare. But for them to be twin brothers is just phenomenal. They said they had an uncanny connection that most people will never really understand, and these guys have been phenomenal Canucks their entire careers. Obviously, I mentioned the other individual award here was Henrik Sedin winning the King Clancy Trophy in 2015 and 16 season as well. Now, not only have these guys been fantastic NHLers, but they've been fantastic for their country as well. They represented Sweden at the World Junior Championships. They represented the World Championships as well as the Olympics. They're 2-time Olympians. They were part of the Sweden team that won the Olympic gold medal in 2006. And they also played again in 2010. So they mentioned they played for the World Junior Championships as well as the World Championships on multiple occasions, putting up excellent numbers. Taking a look at their playoff results as well with the Canucks. Henrik Sedin played in 105 playoff games, recording 78 points. Daniel recorded 102 playoff games with 71 points. Obviously, the Canucks, unfortunately, won't be adding any playoff games to their resume this season. So they've only got a couple of games left here to wrap up the regular season as their careers come to a close. But as they mentioned in their letter to fans, as much as they feel they've contributed a lot to the Canucks organization, they've had great careers. They've been very fortunate. They remain pretty healthy. They've missed very little time due to injuries and things in their careers as well, which is another remarkable accomplishment considering how rough the game can be at times. But they felt it was the right time after discussing everything with family and friends and people close to them that they spend more time working on family time instead of being part of the NHL day-to-day grind. Obviously, they fully intend to remain in Vancouver, be a big part of that community where they've been living and growing up for so long here, so they're not. They have no intention of leaving Vancouver. I'm sure they'll probably spend more time back in Sweden than they were able to do before, but Vancouver will still remain home to the Sedins. Now, as well, if you're a big Canucks fan, if you haven't discovered it already, there's a Canucks channel that I would highly recommend you check out. His name is Clayton Emo. He does a lot of Vancouver Canucks videos. Some of them are game recaps, and some of them are just a lot of other talks about the prospects. Really all aspects of Vancouver Canucks hockey. So if you're a huge Canucks fan and you haven't discovered his channel, please go check it out. There will be a link down below in the description. You'll really enjoy it. I highly recommend it, so go check that out. If you're new to the channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. We cover all 31 NHL teams. There's plenty of content here for all fans to enjoy. If you haven't done so already, consider following us on Twitter. You're going to find our Twitter handle on the screen right here. We're very active on Twitter, so check out that account. It's linked down below in the description as well. As always, thank you very much for watching, everybody. We'll catch you next time.